What's up, y'all? It's Daniel, your Shoemmelier, and as a child growing up, I was one of the many of thousands, maybe millions, who was exposed to and grew to love and appreciate Charlie Brown and Snoopy and all of the Peanuts gang. And along with Star Wars and The Simpsons and Michael Jordan and all of the other things that really affected me growing up in the 80s and 90s, I really wanted to instill that passion and excitement for Peanuts in my newborn child, who is now 4 years old, and she absolutely loves Snoopy, though Minnie is kind of overtaken her life, so we'll have to do something about that. But like any good kid who loves nostalgia, anytime there's like a collab or a good reboot or rehash or reimagining of a beloved franchise, I'm always very interested. Cautious, but interested. Sometimes you get like a Transformers the movie, the first one, and then sometimes you get like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, both of them, which didn't turn out really good. I'm not talking about the one in the early 90s. That one's the bomb. And can we ever top the original Transformer the movie animated? No, that's not going to happen. Or the animated series. But I digress. A while back, my wife alerted me to the Marc Jacobs and Peanuts jogger shoe. I was unable to grab it at that point, but my boy Josh Went, inaugural winner of the stay-at-home sneaker shoe-down, alerted me to the fact that they were available on the website, so I ran, did not walk, and grabbed the closest size I could to my normal true to size. So today, we're going to talk about the Peanuts and Marc Jacobs jogger. Marc Jacobs has been a fan of the comic strip Peanuts ever since his babysitter gave him a stuffed Snoopy at age 6. This 70s-inspired leather and ripstop nylon running shoe features an original Peanuts comic strip and signature M at the sides. The upper is made of 60% cotton, 40% nylon upper. It has a 100% nylon lining and a 100% rubber sole. This collaboration pays homage to his favorite Peanuts crew, and this refreshed take on the retro sneaker features an original Peanuts comic strip with an exaggerated sole and a tongue-in-cheek label for those who are less athletically inclined. This vintage-inspired tongue label reads, "The Marc Jacobs sports shoes are not manufactured for world champion athletes because we do not know the first thing about sports." The shoe comes with a Marc Jacobs jogger keychain with the same design that you can find on the tongue of the shoes. And while the website says the shoe comes with 2 sets of laces, it's a little bit misleading because only the blue laces, the baby blue, are long enough to actually lace the entire shoe. This creamsicle orange lace is really only long enough to lace it pretty much near the top, so that you can get that effect of having 2 sets of laces. And I like it. I think it's super cool. I would have loved it if it was actually long enough to do a double lacing, but hey, you know, whatever, different strokes. But I think it's still pretty cool, and it gives off the impression of the fact that you may or may not have laced the shoe with 2 laces, which you didn't. But some people think they will, but you didn't. But some might think you did. As mentioned, this original Peanuts comic strip is different on both shoes. The lateral sides don't match, and the medial sides don't match either. You have some Snoopy, you have some Lucy, you have some Woodstock. And as mentioned, you do have the clear Marc Jacobs M logo on the lateral side of the shoe. It's translucent, so it's kind of hard to see, but underneath you can see the comic strip. And on the medial side of the shoe, a very small, subtle touch, which I really like. It's that M again, but it's on a small yellow tab, and you still have that Marc Jacobs M. However, the look of it, the aesthetic, is exactly the Peanuts look, featuring Charlie Brown's iconic yellow, black, and white shirt. There are 3 different colored swatches of suede-like material on the upper. You have a deep red. It's darker in real life than it's appearing on camera right now, but that's all along the toe box area. You do have a sky blue material for the eyelets and lacing system that runs all the way on the top of the shoe, matching the laces. And then on the back of the shoe, as your heel cup, heel counter, you have it in green suede-like material with the jogger Marc Jacobs in black stitched on top of it. And above that, in yellow leather, you have a nice kind of top of the heel area, which is it's okay kind of leather. As you can see, it's already creased because I wore the shoe. And you have 42 stitched on it, which happens to be the sizing, in Italian or European sizing, of the shoe. Your sock liner is a nice orange creamsicle color. It's not too bright. It really, to me, feels like a creamsicle, or like the silly putty back in the day when you would, bear with me if you don't know what I'm talking about. Silly putty, we would press it on top of comic strips, you would peel it off, and then you would see said comic strip on there. It was like Xerox paper or something like that. It was the 80s and 90s. We had to find ways to entertain ourselves and have fun. But this really matches that and gives that overall aesthetic feel, and it matches the laces. It isn't quite the same color orange that is on the midsole. This is a brighter orange color, but nevertheless, it does fit the overall look of the shoe. Adding to that the white midsole. This is just your standard foam rubber midsole. Nothing crazy about it, nothing cool, nothing super comfortable like Boost or React or Zoom or Air or anything like that, but it'll do in a pinch. And then of course the aforementioned gum rubber outsole, which is again, comfortable enough. And it's kind of like a trail outsole. It makes you think that it is when you look at the sides, but really it's just the waves going on underneath to give you the Marc Jacobs Jogger logo and such. The Peanuts in Marc Jacobs Jogger released in sizes 40 through 46, European Italian sizing. And as you saw, I ordered a size 42, which translates to a size 8.5. Now, I'm normally a size 9 across the board, Adidas, Nike, Puma, Asics, New Balance, etc. But when it comes to shoes that are in an Italian or European sizing, I always tend to size down, sometimes all the way down to an 8. This is usually when I wear dress shoes, handmade Italian leather shoes. So I took a chance, and honestly, all I could was order the size 42, which again was the US 8.5. And it did feel like there was about a thumb's width space between the edge of my toe and the edge of the shoe. And if I was still growing, that would be just fine. But honestly, it will do because number one, it's the only size I could get, which was close enough to my foot size. And number two, I can just kind of wear a slightly thicker sock and it's going to be okay. I'm going to have fun rocking it because I think this is a fantastically awesome design shoe. And what can I say? The nostalgia adds a whole lot to it as well. And when it comes to comfort, the upper's pretty comfortable. The sock liner is pretty comfortable. It gives you a nice squish, a nice thick feel. The materials on the top feel pretty good. It feels like a step above your normal average sneaker. However, it is supremely lacking on the insole and outsole. It's just not as comfortable as what some of us have been used to with Boost, React, Air, Zoom, etc. So if you're looking for a shoe that you can lounge around in and be like, okay, you know, walk around the house, maybe do some things, great, fantastic. But if you're like me and have delicate feet who have become so spoiled with all those aforementioned comfort technologies, well, this shoe really isn't going to match up to that. The Peanuts in Marc Jacobs men's jogger retailed for $295 US American dollars, and it is completely sold out on the website. Got to give the shout out again to my wife and to Josh Went. Boy, I'm so glad I got these shoes. It isn't a hyped release. It isn't the most comfortable shoe, but damn if this isn't one of the most important shoes I'm adding to my collection and my overall fit. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about these Marc Jacobs and Peanuts jogger. And honestly, hey, what do you think about Peanuts? What do you think about nostalgia? What are some things that you're just over the moon about? Like, did you run out and grab all of the Game of Thrones Adidas Ultra Boost because you love Game of Thrones? Is there a Monopoly Nike shoe? That would be really interesting. I'd buy that. I think I would. Ninja Turtles? Look, mine the 80s and the 90s, early 90s for ideas, and I'm all about it. Give me a Zach Morris high top. Dude, yeah, somebody out there call me. Let's collab on some nostalgic 80s and 90s sneakers. Anyway, let us know in the comment section down below what you think about this shoe, Peanuts, nostalgia, etc. So to all of you out there, wherever you are, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and just chill till the next episode.